Okay, people, we did it. I found a way to do this. Now, it's not the best setup, but it'll work for our purposes. If you are hearing this, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are doing transformations in this video, okay? I'm actually broadcasting this from the school because I had to find a way to actually do that so that you guys could get these faster. Because if you have to wait till I get home, well, geez, I mean, there's so much stuff that goes into that. It's nuts. But if I can do it while I'm here, it can happen much faster. And so we out here, okay? All right, this video is going to be part of like 5 on different types of transformations, okay? Before we begin this, in order to do transformations, you need to have a solid confidence and coordinate plane. So I'm going to give you a brief review on that and how to actually label points and what it means. And so if you're struggling with that, come by and see us, okay? Come see us if you need help graphing and understanding where points are. We pick up PE every period, Monday through Thursday. Ask your elective teacher for a pass. You can get one from me here. If you're with a core teacher, ask them to use one of their passes or to use their electronic pass, okay? Because practice is the key. Watching these videos is helpful, but not nearly as helpful as you putting in the work. So when I work a problem, make sure you pause me so that you attempt the problem on your own, because that's the only way you're going to get this stuff, okay? The other thing to keep in mind is if you have a question on this, leave it in comments, or again, come by and see us, because that's what we're here to do, okay? Alrighty, without further ado, thank you for being here. If you're watching this, it means you're putting in the work at least somewhat, so congratulations to you. Give yourself a high five. Without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so to understand transformations first, let's make sure you're good and confident about how to read graphs, okay? I'm going to put some points on here, and I want you to tell me what the point is, okay? That's the first place we're going to start, because you need that in order to do anything else, alright? Let's put this point here, and let's put a point down here, alright? Now, label this point right here. What I mean by that is, what is its coordinate set? So remember, coordinate sets always go by x first and y second. And remember that x is this long left and right one here. This one is x. And remember that y is this long one up here. This is y. Okay? Tell me then what this point right here is. Pause me here if you haven't and give it a shot. Alright, incoming answer. Okay, here comes the answer. So let's do this. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to count over. Alright, here's the middle. This is 0. Here, let me put a mark here. This is 0, 0. Okay, this right here. Bloop. This is 0, 0. Okay. So then, if I go over 1 unit from 0, 0, that's right here. And then if I go up 1, bloop, I am at 1, 1. Because the x for this is right here, 1. Here, let's erase and get some of the, oh, that's a big eraser. Let's erase some of this and get some of this out of the way. Okay, the 1 for this is right here, and then I had to go up 1, which is right here. Okay, so the coordinate for this is 1, 1. Because you had to go 1 to the right and 1 up. Okay, when you're counting coordinate sets, you can always count from the middle, this spot right here. You can count from here to figure out where you had to go if you need to. Okay, so let's look at the second one. And hopefully many of you are looking at this and rolling your eyes like, yeah, we know. Good, 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 good. If you already know how to count coordinates, skip on down until you see me start transformations, okay? But if you're not familiar with this or just want to review it, then stay here. All right, so let's count the next one. I need to go over to the left 2. Alright, so I know that the first set of the x component for this coordinate is -2. I'm going to put a comma. And then we need to go down 1, 2, 3. So this one should be -3. So my coordinate set for this point is -2, -3. Okay? Alright, let's have a look at another one. Tell me the coordinate set for this. Another way to think of coordinate sets is like an address. It tells you where to go. And so each of these points has an address on the coordinate plane that tells you how to get there. All right? So pause me here and give it a shot. Tell me the address of all three of these. Tell me the address of this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay? Pause here and give it a shot. All right, if you haven't paused yet, I'm getting ready to give the answer. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, so let's start here at the middle, also the origin. Remember that 0, 0 is where everything is zeroed out. And let's count them up. So we need to go over to the right. We need to go over to the right, 1, 2. So I know that the x component of this address then is at least 2. And then we need to go up 1, 2. So the address for this one is 2, 2. Okay? All right. Let's do the next one. We need to go over to the left 1, 2. So no, the address for this one is negative 2. And then we need to go up 1, 2. So the y for this is 2. Negative 2, 2. Okay? If you're starting to see it now, you can pause me if you haven't already started on your own, okay? Because work these last two if you can. Alright, here come the answers. Alright, same deal. Starting from the middle, I will go to the right. Here, let me use a different color here so you can see. I'm going to go to the right 1, and then I need to go down 1. So I went to the right 1. That would be a positive 1 on the x-axis. Remember, the x-axis is this one right here, this long one. Okay, remember that? So go to the right 1, and then I need to go down 1. So we would end up at our point here. And going down for y makes it negative, so that's negative 1. Okay? Another way to look at it is if this were labeled, it would say negative 1. It would literally say 1 here. But I want you to get used to being able to see it without labels, because if you can see it without labels, you're really on top of it. Okay? All right, and then our last one. Let's go over to the left, 1, 2, and then, so let's write that down. We know we need to go left, so that's negative 2, and then we need to go down 1, 2. So that should be negative 2. All right, so our point for this is negative 2, negative 2. That lets you know to go to the negative 2 on the x, and then go down 2 to end up here. Your address for here, let me use a different highlighter here. Your address for this one right here says to go to the left 2 and then go up 2. Can you see that? Your address for this one right here says to go to the right 2 and then go up 2. Okay? And then your address for this one says to go to the right 1 and then go down 1. Ta-da! That's how you know you got your addresses right, okay? All right. That's our mini review on coordinates, okay? If any of that didn't make sense, here's one more practice one to save you. Because you need this. You will not survive transformations without this basic knowledge, okay? All right. Let's double up. Let's double up the number of... There we go. So we have more options here. Uh-oh. There we go. Ta-da! Okay. Ta-da! Alright. This is why I use an iPad. It's so much less work. Alright. So fine. Smarter, not harder. Okay, so you do these, okay? Give me the address of all of these points. Okay, pause me here if you haven't already, and give that a shot. I give you like 30 seconds. Go for it. Oh, well, no, you need more than 30 seconds. I give you like a minute. Go for it. All right, here we go. Pause me if you need more time. I'm going ahead and giving you the answer. Okay. All right. So let's do our address. Okay, we should be going to the right one, and then we need to go up 1, 2. So the address for this first point should be 1, 2. Literally, because we had to go to the right one, and then we had to go up 1, 2. Ta-da. Okay. All right, 1, 2. All right. The address for our next point then should be, let's go to the right one, then we need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our address for our second point should be 1, 5. All right. All right. Address for our next point should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go ahead and write that, 5. And then we need to go up 1, 2. Okay. And then the address for our next point, some of you will see this already. We can actually save time because we already know we got to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now let's go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ta-da! 5, 5. Piece of cake. All right, those are the points for this coordinate set. If you got that right, great. If not, come by and see us because we need to learn coordinate points to be even be able to look in the direction of transformations. You got to be very comfortable with coordinate sets. I mean, you can't even like be in the same room with this stuff, okay, without it. All right, fine. So let's connect the dots here. You don't have to connect the dots usually. I'm connecting them because this is going to be our first shape. Okay. I'm going to name the shape A, B, C, D. Okay. This, ladies and gentlemen, is rectangle A, B, C, D. Okay. I'm just naming it because it's a rectangle and I'm naming it in A, B, C, D. So that means when you look at this shape, you need to look at it in that exact order, okay? You look at it, follow the letters, okay? Follow the letters, all right? When we talk about transformations, we're always talking about a shape before something and after something, okay? So we're talking about what it looked like before and then what it looked like after, okay? Let me make you an after for this. Okay. All right. I know there's two shapes on the graph right now at the same time. But when you see two shapes on this graph, people will use lettering to let you know that they're the same shape. It's just the same shape later in time. They'll use this little squiggly mark here called a prime mark. That prime just means it's later on in time, sort of like your name is still your name as it was when you were a baby. You have the same name now as you do as a baby. The way we know that you're not a baby anymore is we count how many years old you are, usually. Okay? That's a way of showing that you're the same person, you've just been on Earth longer than somebody born right now. Well, same thing with these shapes. If you don't see a mark, that means it's the baby form. It's the original form. It's where this thing started. If you see this mark right here, though, that means it is in the future. This is the future version. This right here is the future version of this. Okay? So anytime you see this mark right here, these pink marks, that means it's the future version. Okay, we also call that prime. So we'll call this prime is equal to the future. Another way you can think of it is everybody has like Amazon Prime, right? You get it 2 days in the future. So if you have a hard time memorizing that, there you go. All right, cool. All right, here we go. So fine. All right, so this rectangle here we've already established. This is the one in the future. Your job is to tell the teacher, the reader, whatever, whoever's reading your grade, what type of transformation the shape made. Because this shape is not the same. it's not in the same place. All transformations are talking about what is different about this shape. Okay, you're trying to describe to other people what's different about it. Let's have a look, because there's lots of different things that can make a shape different, and that's why each of these videos is going to cover a different type of transformation. But I want you to start off by knowing what the word means. We're talking about why is this shape, this one right here, different from this one right here. We know it's different because we said it's prime, we said it's in the future, okay? And your job is to tell the reader what's different about it. What's different, okay? All right. That's a good place to actually leave off. Look at part 2 of this. I'm going to let this video be a short 15-minute video on just doing coordinates. On our next video, we will pick up with this exact problem and talk about what is different about this one and how and what type of transformation this is and how to read it. I'm going to break these up into even smaller pieces. Okay? All right, so I'll see you in part 2 of this, and we will talk specifically about translation.